Hello everyone, you are watching my YouTube channel Chemistry by Saad Anwar, and today we are going to discuss this topic. This is electrolysis. One of my brilliant students from UK recommended and suggested to make a video on this topic, and so I'm going to upload a video on this topic, electrolysis. Guys, I will try to explain this topic in one go with a mnemonics with different tricks, and we will also solve few past paper questions relevant to this topic. So what exactly electrolysis is? Electro means electric current. Electro means electric current. Lysis means to break. So splitting up with electricity, splitting a compound with the help of electricity is electrolysis. Here we have to go through few terminologies which make this topic pretty much easier. One is electrolyte. Electrolyte is a liquid or a solution that can conduct electricity, that allow current to flow. Electrode. What electrode is? Electrode is a rod shaped stuff like this. Here I'm making a diagram. Electrode is a rod like stuff like this. Electrode is a solid that can conduct electricity, and electrode is submerged in a liquid, and that liquid is like this. Here you can see this is a container. In this container, we have this liquid. This liquid represents, this blue color liquid is representing here electrolyte. And these electrodes are submerged in that electrolyte. The battery is there. Battery has two terminals. One is positive terminal shown by bigger line, and other is the negative terminal shown by smaller line. So the positive terminal of battery is connected with this electrode. Guys, remember, positive terminal of battery is connected to an electrode. That electrode is termed as anode, and the negative terminal of battery is connected with another electrode. That electrode is termed as cathode. So there is two electrode. One is anode, other is cathode. What is anode? Anode is a positive electrode. Here you can see, guys, anode is connected to positive terminal of battery. The cathode, which is another electrode, and this is connected to negative terminal of battery. So the anode is positive electrode. We can also call it anode is positive electrode, and cathode we call it negative electrode. And if you stuck to recall this, which one is positive electrode, which one is negative electrode, then no need to be panic. No need to be panic. Just recall this mnemonics. PANIC. What does this mean? This is a mnemonics. This just help us to recall which one is positive electrode and which one is negative electrode. Like P. P stand for positive. Positive anode. A stand for anode. Guys, remember, anode is a positive electrode. N stand for negative. I just forget about I. I is negative. C represent cathode. Negative is cathode. Positive anode. Negative cathode. Positive anode. Negative cathode. Means anode is positive electrode and cathode is negative electrode. Okay, guys. Now, the positive anode, positive electrode, it always attract all the negative ion present in the solution. So all the negative ion will migrate towards positive electrode, anode, and all the positive ion present in the solution, they will migrate, they will move towards cathode, which is a negative electrode. Okay, guys, now let's discuss few more mnemonics which make this topic pretty much simple and easier. Going to the next page. This is the first page. Going to the next page. There is one term, oxidation. There is another term, reduction. I am writing here so that everyone can be with me, so that my pace can be slow and everyone can join me. Oxidation. What oxidation represent? Loss. Guys, remember this mnemonics. OIL, OIL, oxidation is loss. Without mnemonics, this topic can be tricky and challenging. So, guys, recall each and everything with the help of mnemonics. Here I will share half dozen mnemonics with you guys. Oxidation is loss. Loss of word, loss of word, loss of electron. Oxidation is loss of electron. And what is reduction? Remember this mnemonics. Rig. R stand for reduction. I stand for is. Reduction is. G is gain. So reduction is gain. Gain of what? Gain of electron. Guys, remember, oxidation is loss of electron. Reduction is gain of electron. So at which electrode oxidation happens, at which electrode reduction happens, no need to get confused. Guys, have you ever seen a red cat? I believe maybe you have not seen red cat, but these mnemonics help you to recall reduction at cathode. Reduction always happens at cathode. Red cat is just a mnemonics that helps us to recall this concept, this fact. Reduction at cathode. Reduction at cathode. What anox is? Anox? Anox? What is that? I guess animal. So anox is a mnemonics. Another mnemonics help us to recall this fact. Oxidation at anode. Oxidation at anode. Oxidation always happen at anode. What is oxidation? Oil. Oxidation is loss. Loss of what? Loss of electron. What reduction is? Reduction is gain. Gain of what? Gain of electron. Oxidation happens where? Reduction happens where? You need these mnemonics to recall this concept. Now, guys, here I'm going to discuss few examples. First of all, we have ionic compound. And here we categorize ionic compound into two forms. Molten ionic compound and aqueous solution of ionic compound. In exam, the question from this topic will be asked like this. Predict the product of electrolysis. Predict the product. Predict the product of electrolysis at anode and cathode. We have to predict which product will form at anode, which product will form at cathode. In case of molten ionic compound, it's a bit simpler. But in case of aqueous solution of ionic compound, it's a bit tricky. So first of all, we will discuss electrolysis of molten ionic compound. Next page. At next page, we're going to talk about electrolysis of molten ionic compound. Let's take this example of NaCl. NaCl is molten. Molten means melted. So it would split this ionic compound into its respective ions. It would give me two ions. Sodium ion, first one is always positive, and a negative chloride ion. Then which ion will migrate towards cathode and which ions will migrate toward anode? Remember, anode is positive electrode. So negative ion, chloride ion will migrate toward anode. Cathode is negative electrode. So positive ion will migrate toward cathode. What happen at anode? Oxidation. What is oxidation? Loss of electron. So guys, here you guys can see there is a gonna loss of electron. So I'm going to develop that equation. Chloride ion, when it moves to anode, there is oxidation of that chloride ion. There is two ways to write this oxidation half equation. We call it oxidation half equation. The equation that represent oxidation process. Chloride ion, it will lose electron and convert it into chlorine atom. But chlorine is a diatomic, guys. So you have to put 2 here. When you put 2 here, to make this balance, you have to put 2 here. Each chloride ion is losing 1 electron. There is 2 chloride ion, so they will lose 2 electron. And this is the equation, oxidation half equation. The other way to write this equation is this. Chloride ion will lose electron. Write this electron, mention this electron at the right side of the arrow. And this chloride ion converted into chlorine atom. Chlorine is a diatomic. So here we put 2. Then here we put 2. Each chloride ion is losing 1 electron. 2 chloride ion will lose 2 electrons. So we put 2 here. This is, we can say, when we do electrolysis of molten ionic compound, molten NaCl, at anode, chlorine gas will be given off. And at cathode, what happened? What happened at cathode? Red cat. Reduction. What is reduction? Gain of electron, addition of electron. So electron will be added here, and the sodium ion, after gaining electron, turn into sodium matter. So this is how we predict in case of molten ionic compound, which is much more simple. Let's take another example. If I have blood bromide molten, first one is always positive. Let me take another tricky example given in your book, I guess. Aluminium oxide. Guys, this is molten. So it would give me 2 ion. First one is always positive. This 3. Focus this point, guys. Focus this point, guys. This 3 represent the oxidation state of aluminium, charge of aluminium. And this 2 is representing the charge of the oxide. So I have aluminium plus 3. I have oxide, minus 2. Remember, when oxygen get minus 2 charge, we call it oxide. So I have anode and cathode. So anode, positive electrode, cathode, negative electrode. So which ion will migrate toward anode? Obviously oxide ion. What happened at anode? This oxide ion will lose, it has minus 2, guys. It has minus 2, so it will lose 2 electron and convert it into oxygen atom. Every one of us remember this fact. Oxygen is diatomic, so we put 2 here. Each oxide ion is losing 2 electrons. So 2 oxide ion will lose 4 electrons. So this is the oxidation half equation, or I can write like this. This oxide ion will losing 2 electrons and convert it into oxygen atom. Oxygen is a diatomic, so here I put 2 to make it balance. Here I put 2 to make it balanced, then I have to put 2 here. So 2 oxide ion will lose 4 electron and we get oxygen gas. So this is the way to write oxidation half equation. What happened with aluminium? It has plus 3 plus it will migrate toward negative electrode, cathode. Okay, guys. So this cathode, they will take up 3 electron and convert it into aluminium. So this is electrolysis of molten ionic compound. Next, there is electrolysis of aqueous solution. Guys, electrolysis of aqueous solution is a little bit more tricky. So I will make another video now I'm going to stop recording because I think a video will be expanded. Then you guys will find it maybe boring. I don't want to bore you guys. I just want to share with you. I also offer one-on-one tutoring session. So if you are interested to join to avail my one-on-one online tutoring session, feel free to contact me at a given WhatsApp number. Thank you so much for watching. I would request, please do share this video with your class fellows, with your school friends. Have a nice day. Bye. Enjoy.